Judge rules ISIS bride Hada Mathana, I rhyme all the time, is not a U.S. citizen. This one goes back to the Obama administration, actually. This originally happened in 2014, I believe it's going to say in the article. She went to Syria to marry and ended up marrying multiple ISIS fighters, and has been trying to get back into the country since they both died, and the whole ISIS has basically been pushed back everywhere they fought. As things started to crumble around her, she all of a sudden had this realization that yeah, ISIS wasn't for her. I, 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 I no longer support all of those things that I supported, like destroying America and all the things I hated. It turns out these third world countries aren't great. It turns out America's pretty nice. Can I come back, please? Please, can I come back? Having said that, you might not you might not think what my opinion is going to be. So let's keep reading though. It's a story article. ISIS bride Hada Mathana is not a U.S. citizen, and America is under no obligation to let her back in the country. A federal judge has ruled Thursday. Judge Reggie Walton found there's not enough evidence. Judge Reggie Walton found there was enough evidence to prove Mathana, the U.S.-born mom who fled her home in Alabama to join the terror group in Syria in 2014, but has been begging to come back to the United States, was born while her father was a Yemeni diplomat, BuzzFeed News reported. The judge said Mathana's father, Ahmed Ali Mathana, can't provide financial support to either her or her 2-year-old son, Adam, who was born in ISIS territory without facing potential charges of providing material support to terrorism. Christina Jump, one of the lawyers representing the Mathana family, confirmed the judge's ruling in a statement obtained by the Post. While we are disappointed with and disagree with the court's ruling today, this is not the end of our client's legal options. We will wait to read the court's written opinion and will evaluate our available options at that time. Ahmed claimed in a lawsuit against the Trump administration that he surrendered his diplomatic status on June 2nd, 1994, months before his daughter was born in Hackensack, New Jersey. Her father said Hada also had a legitimate passport when she left the U.S. to join ISIS. The Obama administration initially determined she was not a citizen and notified her family that they were revoking her passport in January of 2016. Babies born in the United States are typically granted United States citizenship, but those born to foreign domestic diplomats officers are exceptions under the Immigration and Nationality Act. In previous interviews, Hada, 25, claims she's a changed woman who no longer holds the same ideology as ISIS followers. I hope America doesn't think I'm a threat to them, and I hope they can accept me, she said in February, speaking from a refugee camp in northern Syria. She also claimed that she was brainwashed by ISIS. After joining ISIS at the age of 19, Hada, who's been married to at least 2 ISIS fighters who died, one of whom is the father of her only child, called for attacks on Americans. Americans wake up, go on drive-bys, and spill their bloods of veterans and patriots, she wrote on one tweet in 2015. So I'm going to stop right there and just talk about it a little bit. There's not much. Like I said, this is short. That's why I'm reading the whole thing. It's not much. She is clearly still a ISIS supporter, regardless of what she says. Look, I understand she was basically only 19 whenever she went over there. She could have been brainwashed, I suppose, by these people and taken up by it. But look, you dug your grave. Now you gotta lie in it. You can't just leave the country, talk about what spilling American blood and supporting fighters who are literally killing Americans and fighting to promote radical Islam around the world. Give up your citizenship, or I think they said she gave it up. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, you can't do all of that, leave the country, support a literal terrorist group, and then expect to be welcomed back into the United States with open arms. That's just not how the United States works. All right, you can do and say a lot of things in America. You can be a literal murderer and we won't reject your citizenship. But you can't be a traitor, and you can't be a terrorist. There's two things you can't be. Traitors should not be allowed back in the country. Is my stance on this. She is that exactly. Whether or not she can be or she is a citizen, the judge says she's not. I actually think she is a citizen, and she has an argument for her to be permitted back into the country. She has the argument. She has a passport. She was born here. He gave up his diplomatic rights. She's probably actually a citizen. But when she left the country to join ISIS, she became a traitor. And she became a terrorist. And I think we should let her back right into the country, into probably Guantanamo Bay or one of the worst penitentiaries we can put her in, because that's what she deserves. If she is a U.S. citizen, she deserves to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law and possibly life in prison. If there is somebody who deserves this, it is somebody who is a traitor to their country, who supports terrorist organizations. This isn't some white supremacist guy who shot up somewhere, or a homegrown insurgent who's a radical Islam. This is literally the same thing. If you're a radical Islamist in America and you go blow up a building anywhere, you still deserve your full rights, and you probably you should get prosecuted for what you are. But when you leave the country to join a terrorist organization and totally forego America, you are a complete traitor to this country, and I think you should be treated even harsher than those people who go shooting up crowds or blowing people up. Not that I support any of those things. You should get tried harsher than those people. You're a complete traitor to your country, and you are a terrible person. And this lady is a terrible person, and I'm not afraid to say it. You supported people who wanted to kill Americans and innocents and support radical Islam, and you left the country to do it. You should be welcomed back, if you are a U.S. citizen, straight into a penitentiary for the rest of your life. Let me read this last little bit. Ms. Hada Mathana is not a U.S. citizen and will not be admitted back into the United States. The judge said she does not have any legal basis, no valid U.S. passport, no right to a passport, nor any visa to travel to the United States. We continue to strongly advise all U.S. citizens not to travel to Syria, he said in a statement. President Trump also weighed in on the diplomatic debacle. I have instructed Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and he fully agrees not to allow Hada Mathana back into the country, he wrote. Trump's statement noted that the judge's ruling was only based on his interpretation of when the diplomatic immunity ends. The court did not base its ruling on a tweet by the president or by any supposed proclamation by any official, she said. The United States citizenship cannot be revoked by a tweet or any form of social media, and today's ruling does not change that. Now, I do think it is a little sketchy, the judge's, the way he ruled on this. It kind of sets a bad precedent where revoking citizenship to people, like I said, she deserves what she's getting. She does deserve to not be allowed back in the country, but she could also deserve the full weight of punishment and be allowed to be a citizen and be locked up for the rest of her life. I am fine with either result, but I don't like, no matter how bad the person is, to forego their rights as an American citizen. I argued this against when Obama was killing United States citizens with drone strikes, and I disagree with it here. I think she should be tried as a traitor, and whatever comes of that comes of it. She should be tried harsher than people who literally kill people in the country where they live in the United States. She left to become a terrorist, a radical terrorist who supports radical Islamists who want to bring down the American state. She left. She's a traitor to our country. No matter what you think, people who are still part of this country who commit terrible acts are still United States citizens. They are not the same thing as a full-blown traitor who leaves, I would say. But that is just my opinion. Again, I don't support any of those people, and I'm not saying that those people deserve any less punishment. But if they all get life sentences, she should get double that. All right, that's just my opinion, though. You guys tell me what you think in the comments below. Bye-bye.